What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cool Fred's Garage. What we got going on today is we're going to be installing our fan controller, and also we're going to be wiring up the electric fans, and we're going to be connecting them to these quick disconnect connectors at the fan. So pretty much I got all my wiring. Got some heat shrink, got a little bit here and in this box here. I got the sensor that we're going to be running, and I'll talk more about this sensor later, and I'll be talking about why we have to run this particular one. So pretty much I got all my I got a couple more little, I got to get some cutter pliers or whatever, but I got all my crimp pliers and everything. Got my fuse holders and pretty much everything ready to go. But what this is right here, this is a variable speed fan control box. They can control 2 fans. This is called the EMB 100. It's a no buzz pulse width modulated fan controller from the Auto Cool guy. I've been running these type of boxes on my projects since about 2018. On my 73 Chevy, when I first converted it over to electric fans, I did a lot of research. All right, so I went through a few of my little storage boxes here where I got like miscellaneous, like wiring and relays and stuff like that. So this right here is one little older style fan relay that I would run when I had just a single additional electric fan. But the thing about these relays is they burn out. Over time you have to replace the relay, and sometimes you may have to replace the fuse and things like that. Another thing, I want to say, I think I ran the relay in conjunction with this right here. So this is kind of like a refrigerator style controller. This one still works, by the way, but I mean, it's just a simple way to get your fans going. And you set your temperature, you put this little probe in the radiator and stuff like that, and it picks up on the temperature. You can set it like that. So I mean, this is where I came from, using stuff like this relay and this right here. So this right here is far superior than these old methods, and I'm gonna explain to you why. All right, so one reason, well, first of all, what drew me to running these type of boxes is I was just looking at a better control system for the electric fans, and I was also I guess maybe, you know, variable speed. I guess I was, you know, I was looking at stuff that had variable speed and stuff that maybe had like high low or whatever like that, but this box right here uses I believe they call it solid state transistors. So it uses like pulse width modulation, which you see that type of technology that's been maybe since the early 90s maybe. You've seen that like on BMW or Mercedes like that. So they can control their fans from maybe, you know, 20-30% all the way up to 100%. So I believe this box pretty much control your fans anywhere from 40% up to 100%. So it's got soft start technology. So what that means is they kind of turn on at a slower speed, and they kind of slowly creep up to a faster speed when they are needed. And you also have a fail-safe mode, so you can hook a switch up to the dash, like if you're in traffic starting to get hot, or if you can, you know, if you're about to go through the desert or something like that, you can flip the switch and it'll put them on at 100%. You also got a little control in here, like right there, like if he was running AC. I'm gonna make sure that's set to 100%. But you know, if he ever wants to go to AC or anything like that, basically when the AC compressor comes on, it'll activate the fans at 100%. So this box uses primarily what it's doing is controlling the ground circuit of the fan. So it doesn't it uses pretty much like a low amperage input. So pretty much you're just putting 12-volt power to it, and you're putting in a switched ignition and stuff like that. And so you do not run power from the battery like to the that's from the fans. It's not like a in and out. It's controlling the ground side. So basically you wire your fans up to straight hot power. I actually got a wire diagram over here. So this right here is our wire diagram. You guys, if you're interested in this type of style controller, want to know more about it, you can check out the Auto Cool guy and check out these instructions. Now, I mean, I'm not saying this for everybody, but it works for me. I've been pretty satisfied with how they run. It's been pretty consistent in how it controls the fans. You don't have to worry about any relays or anything like that burning out. So, but it's pretty simple installation. Pretty much battery power and ground and stuff like that. But pretty much you run. It looks a little tricky, but for anybody who understands wire diagrams, pretty much you run. You're gonna run fuse power from the battery. So I'm basically gonna run. I'm gonna run fuse power from the battery straight to the fan harness, and then the ground side of the fans are gonna come out of this box. And then to control the turn on the box, it'll be it's gonna be, I think this first one is straight battery power, the second is ignition, and then ground over here, and then the failsafe. We are gonna run a failsafe, be right there, and then your two wires for your sensor. So to talk about this sensor for a little bit, if you got it going, if you got this fan going on like a aluminum radiator or a copper style radiator that's all metal, then you can run this sensor right here. Pretty much this is a sensor I got installed on my car. Basically what you do, you slip it under the outlet port of the radiator hose, and you screw your clamp and your hose over it. So basically what this system does compared to other is a lot of systems are running they're running a sensor pretty much like right here off the intake manifold. So well, this guy has its temp gauge here for the Dakota digital gauges, but then a lot of cases there'll be a port normally on this side. This one's blocked off, so there's a port right there on the intake manifold. So a lot of kits will run based off of that sensor and can control it. But this particular system uses it's monitoring the radiator temp on the outlet basically before it goes in the engine. A lot of German automatic manufacturers do that, like BMW, Mercedes, and Audi, Volkswagen. Their computer calculates or it uses that strategy. So basically it's seeing how cool the radiator is, and once the radiator gets above a certain temperature, then it will speed the fans up. But as long as everything kind of cool and happy and maintained, it will slow them down. So I mean, that's pretty much how it works. I do gotta integrate. I gotta put that that sensor connector right here. So I'm basically gonna cut a section out of this hose, and then I'm gonna put two clamps there and install that sensor. And then I'm gonna mount the box somewhere over here on that driver's side fender area. And let me see, is there anything else about this box? But pretty much, like I said, I've been running these since 2018. This is actually one of my old boxes right here. that I'm selling to the client. And because I mean in 2018 they were a lot cheaper. I'm selling it because well I went to brushless fans on my car. So when you do that, you got to get a different box because it works at a different frequency. Which I have I believe the box I have on my car is the HF 125. But pretty much like I said, I've been running them since 2018. I started off just researching like what type of fan controllers were out there. So I was looking at the Duel, and I think the Flex Light had a couple, but some of them couldn't do dual fans. Some of them could only do one. But some of the Duels and other stuff, I mean, if you go out there and read the reviews, you'll see for yourself. They didn't have the best of reviews. So, and I just kept digging and doing research, and I stumbled across this company right here, and they had pretty good reviews. So I ordered one up and installed it, man, and it's been rock solid. So it's a great product. I can definitely vouch for it. So let me see. So yeah, I'm basically I got to get this prepped up and installed. This, like I was mentioning before, I don't know if I started talking about something else in the mixed, but basically a plastic radiator. What I mean by that is this is aluminum radiator, but it has plastic tanks. So this plastic conducts heat different, gets to a different temperature versus the metal or aluminum. So that's why you have to have this adapter inside your outlet radiator hose. So basically it's the outlet, but it's kind of the inlet going into the motor. Like basically from this outlet of the radiator is going straight back into the water pump. So pretty much that's what happened. That's how the radiator works. The engine circulates the coolant through the water pump. It sucks it up. But as the engine get hot, because you got your thermostat up here. And while we talk about the thermostat, I need to talk about that too real quick. So as it circulates through your engine gets hot. It's basically getting cooled down by it circulating the coolant from here through the radiator. Then you got airflow that goes through the radiator while you're driving or while your regular fan is on, that cools down the coolant. Then it goes back into the engine. So that's pretty much maintaining the coolant. So the hot coolant is coming out here back into the radiator, getting cooled down, and the cool coolant is coming back in. So I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, most of you car guys know that anyway. But the other main thing that affects the performance of this box is because I've been through that. You have to have a good thermostat. But this water pump, I recently replaced that water pump. That's one of the last things I did to the car. I put this water pump on here, and also put that steering gearbox on, and those new power steering lines. And also the radiator too. I put this radiator is new. I replaced all that stuff about early January. But I also put a new thermostat in here too. So it's got a 180-degree thermostat in there. And the reason the thermostat is important, because if the thermostat is stuck open or stuck closed, if the coolant's not flowing right, it'll take a while for it to get hot, and that can affect your box activating like it's supposed to. So I believe I'm done talking about all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta get ground wires ran, power wires, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Get some stuff crimped up, and then I'll fire up the camera kind of in between, showing you guys the process or progress that I'm making. And there we go. All right, so I've been in here kind of mapping things out. I kind of determined where I want to mount the box at. I kind of temporarily disconnected this little fuel vapor hose to the charcoal canister here, but I'm gonna put the box kind of somewhere like right in here. Pretty much you want it you want it as far as away from like your headers and your exhaust and stuff like that. So it being over here, a kind of, you know, a protected, it'll be kind of nice and out of the way. It's kind of the best location I could find. It probably would be more ideal to maybe kind of tuck it more over in here. I mean, I probably could do that, but I would have to relocate that charcoal canister. Let's see, they got it sitting in there somehow. But yeah, I would have to relocate that to make that work. So I think I found the best spot for it. It's gonna be kind of maybe at a little bit of an angle, but it'll be right there. Another thing I'm doing, I'm kind of finding a spot to map out where I'm gonna put the ground wire. So I'm gonna try to make use of either this hole or that hole over there. There are already some kind of like holes that's from the factory. I'm just gonna maybe widen them out a little bit. So I found a bolt, found this metric bolt. It's an 8mm by 1.25. That's the pitch. So that right there fits pretty good. I'm gonna need 2 of these because it'll be 2 ground wires from the body ground to the fan controller on the ground side. So I'm basically looking at my chart, trying to see for the 8mm. This is a Matco tap and die set, but pretty much all of them I have. It'll tell you what kind of drill bit you're gonna need. I got like, let me see. So I got these Irwin drill bits here. So I'll put those over here. So you see I got a variety of multiple sizes in there. So I'll pretty much be able to go to my chart here, figure out what I need. Let me see, 8mm by 125. They say, I guess the nearest looks like a 17/64. So then I can come over here and see if I actually got one of those in here. I see a 27/64. Do I got a 17/64? Let me see. I don't think I got that size. Oh, here we go, right here. It's a little tricky to see, but right there. Yep. So I'm gonna take this drill bit, if I can get it out of there a little snug. So I'm gonna take that drill bit right there, the one that's sticking up, and put it in my drill, and I'm gonna elongate the hole, and then I'm gonna take my tap and the tap socket and make some threads in the frame. All right, so I pretty much get right here. I'm thinking about maybe going with this hole here. Actually, that hole right there is already that wide, so I may have to make. I may just have to just go ahead and make a new hole, probably like right here somewhere. So so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my punch setter, basically my hole maker, or you call it, an automatic punch set or whatever. So I'm gonna pop a hole there, and I'll probably do that real quick. All right, so pretty much what I did is I grabbed like a little Sharpie or something, so I can kind of, you know, so pretty much like where I wanted that, which is right here. I try to pick a location that's not going to interfere with anything, because this gearbox does go through the frame, but it's way down there, the top bolt. But it's nothing else right here in this area here, so, and I don't see any evidence. I know it's welded right here along that area. So I say right here is a nice little flat space that should be good. So I'm just gonna take my punch hit it right there. So this right here makes a nice little dimple in a center area, like a little small center hole. So when I start drilling, I can kind of get that pin pointed. Now I'm gonna start drilling, but if it gets a little hard, I may have to use both my hands. So I have it on 1. I'm probably gonna put it on 2 just to make it go a little faster. But also, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some like some WD-40 or some PB plastic, because sometimes they keep the drill bit from doling out. So I should have enough WD-40 to kind of, you know, I'm about to get my, there we go, a little bit. So I'm gonna grab the drill and try it again, see what we get. Seems like my thing it's trying to slip that time. Let me make sure this thing, oh, I see what's going on. I don't have it all the way engaged. So I guess the transmission and gear mechanism that sits inside the drill, I didn't select this lever over far enough. So there we go. So now we're back in business. All right, so there we go. And the reason I started to stop the drill is just to kind of like help it cool down a little bit. So I'm actually gonna get my vacuum cleaner, clean up these shavings, and then I'm gonna start tapping it hole. All right, here we go. So this is our 8mm, about 125 tap bit. It's written on there. I'm trying to get my trying to get this to focus. So there we go. 8mm by 125 tap bit. I got this set of I think these are made by Laos. These tap sockets. So basically I'm gonna figure out which one fits it, and it's this one. So pretty much what a set of tap sockets allow you to do is it allows you, I think it even says, it says number 5. So I thought it was gonna say number 8. But what these allow you to do is to use a ratchet to an extension to get to sometimes hard to reach places, but it allows you to do that to get your threads going. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started, and I'll show you guys the finished result. But pretty much, I mean, any of you guys, for the guys who've been around who've done this, I mean, they already know the process it is. But pretty much in any like shop class or technical college, if you take up automotive, that's one of the basic things that you learn is how to pretty much drill holes. You learn about bolt pitch and sizes, standard and metric. I was gonna say American, but they call it standard and metric. That's kind of one of the first things that you learn on. But basically, in most tap and die sets, it don't matter whether you get one from Harbor Freight, if you bought one from Sears, or if you go, well, now it's Lowe's, they sell Craftsman. All of them have some type of diagram in there, which will basically tell you, like, hey, if you want to make this hole to make these threads perfect, if you want to tap a hole, drill and make a hole, it'll tell you what size drill bit you need. And that's even the same case with, let me see, I got a standard set here somewhere. All right, so this is my, this right here is my stool that I sit on from time to time and roll around in. It's pretty cool. But so this is my standard set here. It's made by Gear Wrench, and it's got some pretty cool features. It's got this nice little gear-driven adapter here. Sometimes it is a little bit bulky and hard to get into hard spots. And I noticed that my metric tap sockets don't work with this standard set, so I have to probably buy some metric tap sockets. But these are pretty much all your standard, like your 1/4-20, your 5/16. Let me see another poplar size. That 3/8 is a poplar size, and then the 7/16, I believe -14 is another poplar size. So it's got, you know, pretty much all your poplar size in there. But like, as I was talking about, you get some type of paper that'll tell you, hey, if you want to, actually this one's got both metric and standard, so that's pretty cool. But this one's not, The other paper seems like it's a little bit more durable in the Matco set. So, but you do have the information there. So if you got a custom mate and drill holes, you know, you got that. So that's that. So let me get over here and get to work. All right, so here we go. See it right there. So basically, I'm pretty much threading my holes. I got a few threads cut. So let's see what it look like. As long as we got about 3 to 4 threads, that should be enough to hold what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna blow that out with compress there. Another thing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys the finished product. But basically on that the wires I'm attaching there, that ground, I want to make sure I'm getting a good solid ground. So, but it's not gonna ground through paint. So I'm about to knock a little bit of the paint off to the metal frame, just a little bit. All right, so this is my finished product here. So a little tricky to see some of the threads in there, but right here you kind of see a few of them, but a little tricky to see. So that's the finished product. I got it cleaned up. Now I'm gonna test fit this screw, this bolt, make sure it works. So test fitting that, make sure it get all the way snug. So there it is. So I'm ready to install a couple of ground wires right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my box mounted real quick. I got a couple little small little screws for that. It's just gonna be some sheet metal screws that's gonna hold that in. All right, so here we go. I went on to the next step. I got this box. I got the control box mounted right here to the driver's side fender. I got a couple number 10 screws and nuts coming through over here. So I got that nice and secure. That's not going nowhere. And what I'm doing now is I'm starting to work on the ground wires. So what I'm doing now is I'm crimping these wires here. I already got this side done here, so I got it on there in heat shrink. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other end real quick. All right, so what I'm about to do now is just I'm gonna go ahead and crimp this wire. So I got these monster crimpers with these well, oh no, these made by Mountain. Got these Mountain crimpers. So I take this thing. I probably got to recalibrate my camera settings because sometimes it takes a little minute for it to for the focus in on some stuff. But basically, I can swap my ends out. Well, I guess they call these the dies. So we'll swap these over so I can crimp a non-insulated barrel. So I think 8 to 10 gauge is this last one here. Need to cut a little bit of this wire off. Alright, make sure I got them. If not, I have to go to the next hole down, but it got it pretty good. So it puts a nice little firm crimp in the back side of it there, like so. And what I normally do after that, I like to put a little heat shrink or insulator down on the end. So I get my heat gun. So I get my heat gun and put a little end on it like that. So that kind of make it a little nice and neat. So I'm gonna get over here and test fit it. Now I do gotta find another connector like this, because I need 2 of them for this ground. But I'm about to go over there and test fit this real quick, and then I'm gonna start working on another on the other wire. All right, so that first one came out pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one, then I'll show you guys what it looked like. So pretty much I just kind of measure my wire up, and then I cut it, and then I put the ends on there. So I need maybe about 10 inches. So I cut these bad boys up. So I cut them up, then I come in here. So I do this, and then hopefully I got another end. Then I cut me a little piece of heat shrink off. Put that on there. This kind of just add a little neatness to it. So, I mean, pretty much that right there. That's just a little detail to keep your work looking neat. So, all right. So I just found one for the frame, which is this bigger terminal in here. So I kind of got to go back to the parts though, and kind of stock up on a few little miscellaneous terminals and stuff for, you know, any future project. Let me see here. Make sure I got the thing going the right way. Toss some heat shrink on this bad boy. right, here's what we got. Those 2 ground wires that I just got through doing. They go right here where the ground connection is to the frame right here. So I got those there. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and start running my connectors to my fans over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start fabbing up the other end of this connector. What I believe I'm gonna do on this one is I'm gonna run the wires kind of down and then along, kind of like up right here along the bottom, and let them kind of come up through the middle. And we're gonna secure the wire harness to like these holes here down on the thing with some those insulating clamps. So stay tuned.